my queen.
Kate, I just
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to call.
party.
I
The
just
teacher
was
there has
calling
not
to
let
end
the
up
rest of
the
us go to,
Like,
even though according to Emily,
ignore me.
teacher
and
2,
Um,
oh my god,
and
oh,
Lucia,
awkward.
Alex
no
wants
matter
us
what happens,
there.
we're all connected
Okay.
in some
Love
way,
ya.
and it may be the most
I am
What
currently
the
playing
shit?
Black Ops Call of Duty right now, and for some reason, like, I can just not make it past level 10 right now.
so amazing, and that's what I'm thinking about today. So I love you, and I will
Like, what
talk
the
to you.
fuck is this, amateur hour?
Bitches, we are so fucking back. It's 2026. Yay, it's 2026. 2025 is fucking gone. Which, bless up, dude. I needed that year to be over. It's 2026. I'm pumped actually for 2026. I'm trying to be excited, and I was like talking to my friends about it over the break, and we were like, this is our year. Which, like, I feel like you say every year. I mean, I don't really remember saying that last year. What did I even do on New Year's? Oh, I was with Tally and her ex. This year, I was again with her ex for part of the night. But that's because I went to a party that he was throwing with a bunch of people from our high school, which I talked about in the last episode because I knew I was going to see these people at this party. And I'll go into that in a second. Anyways, this is the first episode I've recorded in 2026. This is the first episode. The first 5 were all recorded in 2025. They were all recorded back to back. Ish. What the shit? See, my sister is texting me. Sorry, my sister was texting me. She just got a fraud charge on one of her credit cards for Blank Street. What teenage white girl stole her credit card and stopped spending it on banana bread matcha? Thank you. I'm not even sure if that's the drink it was. The banana bread lattes are actually pretty good, though. But fuck Blank Street, because it's just a tech company that fucking underpays their fucking workers, and support your local businesses. Please. Mwah. Support your local businesses. Anyways, let's do some notes from last episode, which I swear to God I recorded 3 goddamn fucking weeks ago, and as I was writing down my notes, because I write down notes for all these episodes, I was like, what the fuck did I even talk about last time? I don't recall. But first thing, I still did a bad job talking about death. And I'm not about to do better. Like, I do think that was probably the best it's going to get as of right now. Like, I said that I was like, I have no idea how to, like, wrap this in a bow. And I still don't. Like, death is complicated. Like, talking about it, and especially talking about it as, like, as a 19-year-old. Dude, there needs to be a compilation of how many times I say, I'm a 19-year-old. And also, that's an excuse I can only use for, like, 2 more months. I mean, I gotta rack it up now then, right? I gotta, like, use it while I can. Like, I can be like, I'm a teenager for legit 2 more months. And then I gotta, like, set it to rest. I'm gonna be 20. Dude, shoot me in the head. Can I make suicide jokes on Spotify? Also, I can curse on Spotify. I finally know that. I think that I always kind of knew that in my mind's eye. What am I talking about? Okay, so I don't know how to talk about death. And that's the note. I still did a bad job of explaining it. And I just want to know that, like, I'm aware of that. I'm not going to try to do it again. Because I think that's a fool's errand. So, yeah. Next note, on last episode, I mentioned being afraid for seeing people from high school. And then I saw people from high school. I went to this party, which has so many characters at it. Like, truly, my entire New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, like, night, evening, whatever you call that, the 8-hour bender I was on with my 2 fucking friends. Is that a bender if it only lasts 8 hours? Probably not, right? Whatever. It should be a movie. I wish it could have been documented. It was fucking whack. It was insane. Was it insane? It felt insane to me. Again, I was pretty crossed, so it could have actually been pretty tame. But I saw people from high school that I hadn't seen in a while, and I was not surprised. Like, there was just, like, I think I was, like, worried I would be, like, feel really insecure, like, I would be really shocked by, like, these people. And for the most part, they were all very similar to, like, what I expected them to be like. There were some surprises. There's this one kid who was, like, so fucking funny. And, like, I think I knew that he was fucking funny in high school. I just didn't spend a lot of time with him. And then at this party, we kind of chatted. Again, not very much even, like, briefly. But he was fucking funny as hell. And I was like, wait a second, T. Love it. I was pretty quiet at this party. I think I was quiet. Again, I was crossed, memory loss, whatever. Compared to my friends, I was relatively quiet. It kind of felt like for one of the first times ever, I like was in the party and all these people who thought they knew me were kind of observing me differently. The way I described it to my parents, I was like, it kind of felt like for the first time ever, they thought that I was attractive. And they were like, wait a second, she's hot. Maybe, like, we should listen to her when she talks. That's so fucked. Like, that's so fucked. And also, I was looking at photos with one of my friends, who I'll talk about later, of us from, like, high school from years ago. And it was like, I look fucking exactly the same. Like, literally look exactly the same as I did when I was in, like sophomore year when I was fucking 16. Like, I don't look that different. So the notion that, like, I magically look hotter and that is why they were being nice to me is probably, like, inaccurate. But it did kind of feel like being at this party, it was like these people had a new perspective of who I was. They were like, who the fuck is this girl? Oh my God, one of them called me a model. He was like, you look like a model. I was like, thank you. And I talked to one of my exes who was there. Not, like, an ex from a while ago. And he's very happy he's in a new relationship, like, have fun. And he was like, it's kind of crazy that we're talking, like, just given everything. And I was like, no, I know. And then he, like, apologized to me. He was like, I'm really sorry for everything that happened. And I was like, I'm sorry, because, like, I was a bitch. I know I was a bitch in that. Like, there was a lot of problems going on there. And most of them were actually my fault. And he initiated the apology. I was like, this is insane. Anyways, it was a crazy fucking party. And basically what I learned from this is that there's no reason to be worried about senior people from high school. I was talking to my friend Helena about this. Helena is the ginger in the extra, which you will notice. She says, I'm with my bed. Like, that was actually taken on New Year's Eve. I miss my bean. I call her Helena Bean. Anyways, we did affirmations before we went. I was like, I don't care what these people think of me. And so we were, like, screaming it in the car. Be like, I don't care what these people think of me. My whole point is it was fine. Like, it really just wasn't that fucking big a deal. Like, I had a good time. And I left and I was just kind of like, wait a second. Like, I used to make a big deal out of these appearances, out of these people, like, knowing and seeing me and, like, talking to me. Like, it just used to freak me out so fucking much because I was, like, really insecure and I felt like they hated me. And I think that some of that is true. I genuinely do think that several of these people, like, seriously disliked me. Maybe they still do. The thing that has changed, I just no longer give a fuck. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. And there's so much fucking freedom in that. It's, like, dead beautiful. So I went and had a good time and then I left. And then we left and went to a different party before the ball dropped, which we didn't even see. And immediately someone was like, yo, can I kiss you? And then I just did that the rest of the night. Bro, New Year's was a breeze for me. Well, that might be a little bit of a generalization. I had fun though. And I'd do most of it again, I think. The point being, nobody fucking cares about you in your life. And I say that with love. Nobody cares. They're living their things. They're doing their shit. Like, you don't need to. They're living their things. They're doing their shit. What? Just so much to talk about. So much to say. All the words are just coming out, and so few of them make sense. Can you tell I'm caffeinated? They just didn't care. I didn't care. And it was beautiful. Final note from last up. Talked about the holidays, going home for the holidays. And I've kind of talked about in several episodes, like, the anxiety that I have being around my family and, like, all the complications of that in my life. Guys, the holidays were fucking fine. There were some small issues that I had with my family, but I also think that we have all grown and matured so much as people and, like, how we understand each other and how we work together, and I think it made it a better experience, for me at least. I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for myself. Like, I had a better experience being home, and that's kind of new for me. I used to go home for the holidays, and it was, like, one of the worst, like, sections of weeks a year, because I was so depressed. And I wasn't. I did also smoke a lot of weed. I'm taking away the fact that I was happy, okay? Like, that was my priority. I was content and happy, okay? What is the point of living if not to be happy? Don't answer that, okay? Or do. Also, I'm, like, pretty much no longer sick. Last little thing about the holidays. I mentioned last time I lost my water bottle on set. That water bottle is still lost. I told my mom about it. I don't know if she did this before I told her or after, but she got me a new water bottle. Guys, it's bright purple. I don't know if anybody recalls the old one. You can see it in the other episodes. It's, like, skinny. It's, like, green. So this is a very different vibe. It's a lot more aggressive. And it's bigger. But I'm loving it. It doesn't fit in cup holders, which is a problem when I'm driving. But I live in New York, so I'm not driving. most, like, literally 98% of the time. So it's not a problem at the moment. It is cute, though, and she's keeping my water cold. So thank you, Mommy. Thanks, Mama, for the new water bottle. And this is important to me. And then I proceeded to leave it in her car when I was taking the train back to New York. And then my dad gave it to me on Sunday because then he had to come into the city for work. He dropped by our apartment to drop some stuff off, including my water bottle. So thank you, Dad. Anyways, those are my notes. Let's get into what I want to talk about after a whopping 14 minutes of jabber. Okay, let's talk. Topic number 1 is about the first episode, because the first episode is officially out on streaming platforms as of yesterday. Again, when I'm recording this, which is so scary to me. Uploading the episodes are kind of like, I think they're kind of like tedious and painful because the Spotify processor just takes so long to upload the file. Like, it'll take several hours. So you just get to kind of like stare at it while it is like 312 minutes left and it'll be like 4%. It takes a while, but it's finally up. And I knew that as part of marketing the podcast, I wanted to have a TikTok because I understand TikTok's algorithm more than I understand Instagram's, and frankly, more than I understand Spotify's or YouTube's. So all of that is up. All of it is live. There's an Instagram, there's a TikTok, there's a podcast on Spotify. All 3. By the way, the Instagram and the TikTok it's just the abbreviated name for the podcast. It's Amateur Hour Podcast with Kadar Dolan. So it's AHPWKRD. Because Amateur Hour Podcast was taken by one of the many other Amateur Hour podcasts. Which, again, I know there are others with the same name, but I thought this name was fucking cute. And none of the other ones are that popular. And some of them haven't posted episodes since, like, 2022. Which was 4 years ago. Because now it's 2026. So I don't care. Anyways, the first ep is up. So now I'm officially, like, experiencing a new side of this. Because now I have, like, Spotify analytics. And I get to look at, like, streaming hours and viewers and all of that. I can't monetize yet because I don't have enough listening hours. I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough fucking episodes out. I have a single episode out. So, like, I can't even monetize yet and, like, get ads. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to take me a couple months to even meet the requirements because I am so unknown and because nobody knows who the fuck I am. However, it's still kind of insane. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it and getting used to the platform and, like, the idea of just, like, being out in the universe. Like, it's one thing when you're recording this alone in your room and sending it to your friends, and another thing when it's, like, on the internet and, like, a boy that wanted to hook up with you is now, like, commenting on it. Nice things, nonetheless, but still. As of last time I checked my Spotify and whatever, there's, like, 11 streams on it. I can't see who those 11 people are. Maybe I can, I just don't know how to yet. It hasn't even been up for 24 hours. And 11 streams is like nothing, but it's more than I can count on 2 hands. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna fucking take it. I have time. In regards to this entire thing, there's totally a part of me that just, like, wants this to, like, shortcut to the good part. To be like, people really like it and everyone will find it and it will be distributed and I can start enjoying it and I can create more and I can build a brand and a team and yada, 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 yada. All of my kind of, like, aspirations and the way that I want my career to grow and expand. That shit takes time. Careers take time. And also, I have time. I'm 19. I roll. But I have to start somewhere. And I'm really trying to give myself grace on that. That, like, 11 streams? That's fucking awesome. Instead of being, like, glass half empty, like, wow, that's nothing. I'm trying to be like, that is 11 more people than I really even knew would listen to this. And I'm sure, like, 5 of them are my friends. But still, it's kind of epic that, like, I put this out into the world and then, like, people consumed it. Like, something I created, other people listened to and watched. And it's kind of a mindfuck, but it's also kind of cool. Also, in regards to TikTok, I'm posting clips of the episodes for, like, promo, marketing, again, trying to, like, get my name and the production, like, into the universe. And the first episode I talk about, like, my mentor. Something my mentor and I talked about was the popularity of short form content and how that's, like, not going away. A, because our attention spans are fucking dying as a society, and B, because it's just, like, popular. And posting these clips of this podcast is a really accessible way for me to make short form content, because I'm taking clips of long form content that I make, and then I'm just kind of, like, repurposing it for something else, adding some fucking subtitles, add a caption, send it to the world. And it's really easy. I think I've said this prior, I may not have. I have a hard time with short form. With, like, TikTok and stuff, like, people who do it incredibly, like, I truly think it's, like, a skill that needs to be built, and I guess so is this, but, like, I have a tendency to over-explain myself, if you haven't noticed. So sometimes, like, 60 seconds is just, like, not enough time for me to babble to the extent that I would like to babble. So it's nice to kind of, like, have this entryway into that kind of content. So anyways, this is also a great way for me to enter into short form content lightly, in, like, a way that feels accessible as of right now. And also just to, like, get my feet wet and start to understand it, start to understand what gets, like, views and what is helpful in achieving what I would like to achieve, which at the end of the day is, like, distribution. My next thing about this, and about, like, everybody has to start somewhere, is I think it's really easy for me, at least, to kind of get discouraged every once in a while. There's a 54 below. If you know what that is, 54 below is like a, how do I describe this? It's like a club in New York, a club, a night, a bar, performance space. Sorry, this is such a weird side note, but the ad on my stopwatch, because again, I have my computer here because I have a stopwatch, so I can kind of gauge how much time I'm taking. The ad is a 54 below ad for Matthew Morrison. Trigger warning, Matthew Morrison. Bro, if you're having a bad day, fucking look up his account. Matthew Morrison, flip it over, Wicked Witch. No, because you clocked that. Sorry, back to what I was talking about. I find that I can get discouraged because a lot of the people who are younger, who are kind of gaining success and notoriety, have kind of, like, ins to the industry. This is a podcast, but the performance industry, which again is the industry that I would like to be a part of, like, I'm an actress, can have a lot of restrictions and restraints. And as of right now, there are lots of ways to get into the industry, like, get through that door, that aren't really accessible to the majority of people. For example, nepotism. I don't have nepotism. I'm not, like, a billionaire. I don't have, like, $1 billion. And, like, that makes my life harder. Or do those things just make your life easier? Regardless, I don't have them. So part of me is kind of like, well, without those resources that it feels like so many of these other people have, like, how the fuck is this gonna work? How the fuck is this gonna work? Like, if my mom isn't, like, a movie star, why would you listen to me? Why would you watch me? I know that that is very much, like, a negative outlook. And it's also, like, pretty inaccurate to a certain extent. There are so many people who are gaining success and notoriety that don't have that kind of, like, background to jump off of. But it can be daunting when you're kind of looking around, especially looking at people who are, like, kind of your age or, like, a little bit older, and you're like, oh my god, you're successful, I can do that too. And then you're like, ooh, wait a second. Your dad produced the movie, so maybe not. There's no doubt that there's unfairness in the industry, and that, like, the politics of the industry makes it hard to navigate. But I also need to remind myself that, like, the industry is constantly evolving and unpredictable. And limiting myself by being like, well, I'm not a Nepo baby, so therefore it won't work out. Like, telling myself that is, like, not helpful. Like, that can be true. I'm not a Nepo baby, but that doesn't necessarily need to be, like, a hindrance on my ability to be successful by any means. I might cut this. I don't think this makes sense. In having this first episode out, I'm also kind of realizing that there's, like, so much I don't know. Like, about the landscape that I'm entering, about the form, about podcasting. Like, there's just so much that I'm just kind of like, I don't even know what to do. Or if there's things I'm not doing that I should be doing, or stop. I just don't know. I just don't really know. I don't really know. Which is fine. I have time. I'll figure it out. And I'd like to believe that there are other people who would like to provide guidance and such. I have to believe that, like, it's okay to be confused. It's okay to be lost. It's okay to not know what to do next. Because I'll figure it out because I have time. Giving myself grace. And the first episode is out. And that's a fucking milestone, okay? The fact I published it, the fact that I put my fucking self out there, like, I'm proud of myself for doing that. Even if it's scary, even if I'm feeling insecure about it, I did it. So fuck yeah. Okay, topic number 2. I'm gonna coin a term. Unless it already has been coined. There's a trademark on this. Girl, let me know. But I'm defining a feeling that I'm feeling and have felt in many previous years, called the January scaries. It's like the Sunday scaries, but like a month of that feeling. Not just Sunday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, scared. Or maybe not even scared, just like a feeling of impending doom. To kind of describe this further, I was like analyzing some of the questions or like thoughts that were running through my head. The first one is, what if nothing changes? And as an extension, what if I don't change? Now to talk myself out of this, because you know I love to do that. I think in previous years, I entered January and it's like, new year, new me, whatever, resolutions, all that shit. And I can kind of get caught up in the fact where I'm like, wait, I'm exactly the fucking same. Like, I still have my self-destructive patterns. I still do this, I still do that. And we all have things that maybe we don't like that much about ourselves sometimes. And I get into this fear where I'm like, what if those things don't change? What if I say I'm going to change them in 2026, whatever, and then I don't change them? And then I have to like face that come 2027 where I'm like, and the problem's still there. I talked about in the 4th episode, maybe it was last episode, I think it was the 4th episode. I talked about like January 2025 and how I was feeling and how I felt. And I think that like this whole January scaries thing is like a part of that. It's this idea of like, oh my God, it's a new year. And like, now fucking what? Now I have to live the year. And now I have to like do things. And the work is like never ending. Like it's, I don't know. It can get scary and it can freak me out. I literally wrote down here, entire life freak out. Like come January, come the new year, I start to like rethink my entire life. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what if I'm stupid? What if this was a bad idea? Like, what if I'm, blah, 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 blah. What if nothing works out? What if? What ifs don't serve you all that often? They don't serve me all that often. And what I'm reminding myself right now is that like, your thoughts are your reality. What you think and the way you contextualize your world is how you see the world. Like, let's put aside like truth and science for a second. What you think about yourself is going to translate in how you appear to other people and how you enter into the world. The things that you think about your life do a very similar thing. Your thoughts are your reality. If your thoughts are never-ending guesses on all the terrible things that can occur, that will be your world. It will just be constant anxiety and constant worry about everything that could possibly go wrong. Like, what does catastrophizing do for you? What is constantly worrying and creating worry? Because again, like, to catastrophize, you need to have like this lively imagination to create these scenarios, to create these worst possible versions of an interaction or an experience. But what does that do for you? Because if you can control that, which you can, because they are your thoughts, and you can face them, and you can unravel them, and you can challenge them. I appear on this other side of that where I'm like, okay, like what the fuck does that do for me? Podcasting, for example. I could publish this, it could flop, I could be canceled for one of the many stupid things that have probably fucking come out of my mouth. I could be shunned from my industry. And then I can kind of step back from that and be like, hold on, number one, what does thinking any of that do for me? A, B, it's unrealistic. Like, that is still a figment of my imagination. There's no factual evidence to back up any of that. I have no reason to believe any of that will happen beyond the anxious part of my brain coming forth and materializing these thoughts. All this to say, it's January, and I'm freaked, and I'm calling it the January scaries. But just like the Sunday scaries, like, It's not gonna last forever, and it's actually gonna be fucking fine. Because you feel the Sunday scaries, and you're like, fuck, tomorrow's Monday, like, fuck. And then Monday comes around, and it's actually, like, probably not nearly as bad as you thought it was gonna be. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes Mondays are fine. I have class on Mondays, so I usually actually like Mondays quite a bit. It's gonna be fine. This will not last forever. January is a month. 1 month. 30 days? I think there's 30 days. 29? Hold on, let's check. Let's check. Oh, 31 days. Well. So that's topic number 2, is the January scaries. So yeah, that was topic number 2. If you're watching the video, you will notice that I've changed all of a sudden. My clothes are different. My earrings are different. The setup probably looks a little bit different. Some of my bevs may be different. Some of my accessories on our set, if you will, is different. That is because I actually recorded the second half of this episode yesterday with the first half that you just saw. And then I edited the entire thing. And then I rewatch the episodes. I do a draft cut and then a second cut to make sure I didn't say anything fucking dumb, that I made sense, etc., etc. So I'm doing my second cut today, and I'm realizing that the fucking audio on the second half of the episode is butt. It's terrible. My phone moved, and so the angle's weird. It's a mess. I thought it was maybe I can salvage it because I've had issues with audio in the past, episode 2 that I fixed, and this one was unfixable. Actually, it probably was fixable if I tried harder, but I was just kind of the angle, the shot, the framing is shit. So let's just do it again. And then also one of the third topic that I have here, I'm not going to talk about anymore. Because I feel like it's repetitive and I don't know. I was what would this do for anyone besides myself? It felt like a selfish topic to talk about. So instead, in the vein of 2026, I'm going to pull some tarot. Because, I don't know if I mentioned this, but my parents moved houses. They were at a different house, my childhood home, and then they bought a new house and they moved into that house. And for the first time ever, I got to see and spend time in that house when I was home for the holidays. One of the things that was packed in all of those boxes between our houses was my tarot cards. So I just got my tarot back. I'm gonna be real. I don't love this deck of tarot cards. I don't love this book. It's not my favorite deck. Tally has a much better deck of tarot. I like her tarot a lot more. But this will do. Baby, it'll do. So we're just going to pull some really, really, really basic tarot. Because, name drop, amateur hour, y'all. I have never claimed to be a psychic or a tarot reader. What do you call people who read tarot? Witches. I've been a witch for Halloween. Does that count? So we're going to do the quickest, babiest little tarot reading for 2026. I actually, when I got back to New York, I did a tarot reading for my sister and her boyfriend, and we had a great fucking time. We smoked a bunch of weed before, and then we did the tarot, and it was hilarious. The things that were pulled were so funny, and I was just wait, why is this accurate? Why are the cards cooking? Anyways, I'm literally going to do a 3-card pull. I'm going to do a past, a present, and a future pull in regards to 2026. So we're going to talk about my 2025. That'll be the first card. Second card will be right now, January 2026, start of a new year. And then the third card will be the future, my 2026 from here on. Hold while I try to shuffle these fucking cards. Okay, I think they're shuffled. I don't really know how you're supposed to shuffle tarot cards. Let me know. And I have a guidebook to tarot because, again, I'm an amateur. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm going to do what I know based off of readings I've done with Tally, because that is where the brunt of my tarot experience lies, is in readings with my best friend. So I'm going to connect with the deck. Just give me a moment. Okay, now we're Bluetoothed. We're locked. Epic. Something she always does is she'll lay piles in front of you and then let you pick a pile. So we're just going to do that. I apologize for any audio issues. Evidently, I'm still learning. I also say evidently too much. That's something that I've realized in watching hours upon hours of fucking footage of myself. Really a different kind of exposure therapy. Anyways, I have 6 piles in front of me. I'm picking this pile. And the rest of them I'm just gonna put behind it. And no, I'm not doing reversed. I don't know how it works. I can't explain it. And if I can't explain it to me, I certainly can't explain it to you. So those are my 3 cards. Starting, I guess, left to right. So my first card, this is going to be my past, is the Princess of Discs. So Princess of Discs is the reading for my past. High vibe. Hard work, focus, financial acuity, and practical matters. The princess is a solid, reliable person with an eye on practical matters and our connection to the planet, period. They rarely get lost in distractions or illusions. Planning, foresight, hard work, and some frugality give them the power to manifest dreams into reality. Okay, so why is it killing it? Wait. This princess focuses on developing their skill set and innate talents. In relationship dynamics, a dependable partner with a mind for practicality and details may present. Trust, loyalty, and commitment are important to this occasionally too tied up in work archetype. When their heart and mind are mentally and physically engaged, they provide stability and love for a strong, peaceful union. In professional life, this hardworking individual will give their all and put in long hours on the task at hand. Mentorship with a seasoned associate would be advantageous. It's time to pursue every avenue available that furthers your goals while being realistic with your finances. This is the beginning of building a stable foundation. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from my past. I'm a hard worker, and I've been very much I'm talking about 2025, aligned with my work and my job. And I think that's really true. I talked about my 2025, but y'all, I was working my ass off. Sometimes I think I was working and I was why am I, in retrospect, I'm why was I working so hard? I totally could have chilled. I'm really confused. And it talks about relationships, but I'm going to be so real. I haven't been in a relationship in a second because I frankly haven't tried to be in one at all. I haven't put in any effort or work to be in one, to do that whatsoever. But in professional life, I do think this reigns very true. So in regards to my past and the Princess of Discs, what I am getting, what I'm reading from this is you've been working very hard, you've been focusing, and you've been practical and logical about your problems and your life. It also talks about low vibe, which has to do with reversed, which again, I don't really understand. And in low vibe, it's talking about insecurity and self-doubt in regards to your profession and equating your work success to your personal success and view of yourself, which again I also think is reigns very true. I can get really tied up in my work and my work can get tied up in my value of myself. So that is Princess of Discs. That's my past. We're looking at hard work and focus and logical thinking and how it can be an advantage and how it can disadvantage me in areas of my life, in personal areas of my life, and how my work being such a large part of my identity. My work, I'm a performer, I'm an actress, so there is kind of an unseriousness to the entire thing, but my success in that field can strongly influence how I see myself. So that is my past. Let's do my present. Ooh, 10 of Swords. I'm facing them this way. I genuinely don't think that you can see them, but the illustrations on these are beautiful. Hold on, I'll show you the Princess of Discs. It's the Princess of Discs, 10 of Swords. Yeah. So 10 of Swords. So this is my present, the 10 of Swords. Completion, closure, endings, release, conclusion, new beginnings. Even in high vibe, this is one of the tarot's heavy cards. Jesus, okay. Even in high vibe, this is one of the tarot's heavy cards. Real world loss was experienced. Yet for most, the worst has already happened. Acceptance of what is rather than what's been lost brings forward movement. A dark night of soul can herald professional, personal, and spiritual rebirth. Some experiences are finite. Letting go gracefully makes way for fertile new opportunities. In relationship dynamics, a past connection thought long gone may appear with an offer of renewed interest, while for others, a difficult patch has ended. The natural lifespan of people in our orbit can be finite at best. Celebrate and appreciate what you have while you have it. In professional life, a contract or job may have closed out. Stay alert for new opportunities. For those experiencing difficulties, remember you're building a more secure foundation for the future, and it's imperative not to obsess over what could have been. Keep your eyes on the prize and your energy moving forward. Okay, this is how I'm reading this. So this is my present. My present is the Ten of Swords. To me, what is really resonating with me is, for most, the worst has already happened. This idea that, like, the worst things that could have happened, all the bad shit that has happened to me, like, it's done and it's gone. And it's now time to not push it out of my brain, not to, like, ignore it, but to accept it and to move forward. Because with that knowledge, with those lessons, I can grow and evolve and change and create and succeed. And so this card makes me excited. Even though it started with, like, this is one of the heaviest cards in the deck, like, it says, quote, letting go gracefully makes way for fertile new opportunities. That shit works for me. 2025 was a fucking year for me. I've said that. Like, I dropped out of college. I had some big moments in 2025. It was a hard year. But, like the high vibe, it says completion, closure, endings, release, conclusion, new beginnings. 2026 and this new era of my life of, like, independence, of really being, like, the gatekeeper of my future. I'm going to quote Taylor Russell. She's like, you consciously make your own luck. And then Timothy Chalamet saying, like, you're the master of your fate. That is how I feel right now. I'm really feeling like I've so much say and who I will be and what my life can look like. And so this card actually kind of makes me excited. Like, my present is, like, things are coming to a close in this, like, era of my life, my teenage years, my high school years. It's over. But with that, I'm welcoming this new possibilities, these new opportunities. In Low Vibe, it talks about, like, refusing to accept your reality can cause depression and anxiety, and how endings, although can be hard and can make you feel alone and isolated, it's time to trust your community and trust your people and lean on those you love. And it mentions therapy, which, like, slay. Everyone should be in therapy. I think it's a great tool for humans everywhere. Life is hard. Our brains are hard to navigate. It's nice to have somebody help you, like, untangle that sometimes. So, my present, Ten of Swords, completion, closure, endings, release, conclusion, new beginnings. How exciting! Okay, so my final card, my future. This is the big one, I feel like. Lots of minor arcana. Oh my god. 4 of Wands. Look at that. It's a couple. I think I pulled 4 of Wands for... Well, I didn't pull it, but Emma's boyfriend pulled 4 of Wands when I did his reading the other day. Okay, so this is my future card. Oh my god. Okay. High vibe, security, stability, confidence, success, harmony, celebration, graduation, fulfillment. A joyful feeling in the air brushes away the doldrums and lifts spirits. It's a festive time of goodwill, community, and celebration. You may be feeling centered and confident in your choices. What you create and synthesize now can stand the test of time if it's built on a solid foundation. Some may be energized, having found their tribe in a new group of friends or a work situation. A sense of community tunes the frequency to a lighter, happier station. Stability and comfort lead to upcoming milestones, making this a seminal time. Enjoy the good vibes. In relationship dynamics, it talks about fucking marriage and stuff. For singles, it says may find that this is the perfect time to mingle because I am single, so maybe this is the perfect time. My future will be the perfect time to mingle. This next year, 2026, good time to mingle. But no, I'm not fucking getting married. In professional life, a big deal might have just closed, which is true actually. Or other reasons to celebrate are at hand. You're inviting demeanor and creative solutions. Get others to support your goals. People are noticing your magnetic energy and passionate drive. What a great fucking card to pull for your future. 4 of Wands. Success, confidence, harmony, fulfillment, security, stability. Like these are things that I want to be bringing into my world, into my vibe. If pulled in low vibe, which it talks about, the low vibe is basically like you're working hard, trust that hard work is like going somewhere and you're creating your future. And then also like analyze your community and your people and make sure that they're rooting for you and not against you, and take accountability, take charge, and continue to look forward, continue to work forward, even if it does feel difficult, if you feel like there are things in your way. But how I'm reading this card is that 2026 is going to be a year of new people, of new experiences, of new successes, hopefully. I said that like a big deal might have just closed. I did actually just get a very exciting opportunity that I can't talk about yet, but this makes me excited. And I think personally, like something I would really love to have in 2026 is like a better community in New York. I've talked to my friends, I have fucking great friends, but like they're not really in the city that much, and I don't really have a strong community in the city. I've got some people, but I could certainly have a better support system locally where I am right now. So this makes me excited for 2026. Y'all, and that is it. That is my past, my present, and my future. So just to do it one more time. My past was the Princess of Discs, talking about like hard worker, logical, focused, etc. Ten of Swords is like conclusions, endings, new beginnings, like acceptance and letting go. And Four of Wands, success and harmony, celebration, fulfillment, all that good stuff. I'm pretty actually fucking pumped about that reading. Pretty happy with that. Sometimes I like doubt tarot because I'm like, well, it's always positive. Do you know what I mean? But pulling tarot with Tally and Tally's friends, I've seen some people get fucking read to filth by tarot. Like, absolutely, like, clock the fuck out of them. Is Clock dead? Did Clock die in 2025? Let me know. That was my tarot reading. That was so fun. I'll do more. My sister, after I did readings for her and her boyfriend, was like, you should do an episode about this, about tarot. You should do a reading. And I did longer readings for us the other night. So I will do a longer reading for myself, in theory. But I wanted to do just like a fast reading, because y'all have already been here for like 20, 30 minutes at this point before we even started doing the reading. And then we did 20 minutes of that. So it's time to move on, I feel. As topic 4, our last topic of the day is gift highlights, because it was just Christmas for me. I'm recording this on January 6th. The first part of it was recorded on January 5th. To show you, like, I really do record these in advance. I'm not lying to you. And that's why sometimes I say shit that feel like, it's like, wait, didn't that happen like a month ago? Or like a couple weeks ago? Yeah, it did. We'll catch up. I'm figuring out the form. But right now it felt smart to pre-record. I don't know. It's fine. Gift highlights. Anyways, first thing, which I already talked about, is my water bottle. I feel like I already said what I wanted to say about it. She's big, she's purple, she keeps my water cold, and I'm fucking loving her. So, slay, water bottle, awesome. Beautiful, thank you. Thank you, Mom. Okay, next thing. Perfume. My sister's really good with, like, perfume and scents and stuff like that. Like, she got her boyfriend cologne for Christmas. And she's gotten me perfume before. She got me a perfume from London when she was there. Oh my god. But for Christmas, she got me Flower Bomb Tiger Lily by Viktor and Rolf. Dude, it is scrumptious. It smells amazing. So I'm so fucking pumped about that. Okay, next thing is this hat. It is a South Park hat. Technically, I won it in a white elephant, and then it got stolen from me, and then the person who stole it gave it back to me when the game of White Elephant was done. I don't even really know who the character is on the hat, but I think the hat is so fucking cute. And I don't even watch South Park that much. Honestly, I should watch it more, because I'm done all of my Nathan Fielder discography, all of that, so I need a new, like, stoned show, so maybe it'll be South Park. What I have watched of South Park I've enjoyed, and I think the writers of South Park are a breath of fresh air in Hollywood. So I'm happy to fucking support them. And fuck Donald Trump. Thank you. Okay, next thing. This is a warmie. If you don't know what a warmie is, it is like a stuffed animal you can put in the microwave and heat it up, and then it'll stay warm for like hours. My sister has 4 of them. She loves them. I started borrowing them when I had really, really bad period cramps. And when I have stomach aches, they can be really helpful. So for Christmas, my sister got me one of my own. It smells like lavender, except for the top that my dog started licking. That smells like his mouth. And his mouth smells bad. But besides that, it smells like lavender. And it smells a little bit like popcorn. Because if you have a warmie, you know that, like, the second you start putting them in the microwave, they start kind of smelling a little cooked. A little like popcorn. But she's so cute. And she's helpful. She really does help the tummy aches. I will not deny she helps the tummy aches, okay? Okay, and last thing, which I don't actually have here. They're literally over there and I could have grabbed them, but I didn't. Are these really beautiful bracelets that my parents got me. When I first opened them, I was like, I don't know if these are going to be my vibe. And then the second I put them on, I was like, oh wait, this is the chicest, cutest thing ever. I think they're so fucking cute. I love them so much. I literally wore them yesterday. I wore them on Christmas. I'm obsessed. So thank you to my parents. Final tidbits. I don't know why I'm singing a lot today. Interesting. My curiosity. Like I said before, today is January 6th, 2026, when I'm recording this. What the actual fuck is going on with the United States and Venezuela? I am, like, genuinely confused. I know this is not, like, the usual curiosities that we have at all. I know that. Like, this is serious. This is politics. But, like, we kidnapped a president? Nicolas Maduro's, like, in New York City? And he's in the same jail as, like, Luigi, whatever the fuck, the guy who killed that other guy, and everyone was calling him hot, and whatever. They're in the same fucking jail. Is that legal? I don't feel like that's legal. I don't really get how it works. And I look at the news. I read. I listen. But I'm, like, confused. Like, I've been doing some research, and it just, like, doesn't really make sense to me yet. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm missing something, or something's not clicking. So if somebody understands what the fuck is happening and how it's legal, literally let me know. Like, nationally, how is this legal? Internationally, how is this legal? Like, how has nobody intervened? We can just kidnap presidents now? If we can do that, like, somebody kidnapped Donald Trump. Like, I'm serious. For legal reasons. I'm not serious. Like, Donald Trump would sue me. I don't know, the CIA scares me. Like, what if they... Marilyn Monroe. Who did it? Could have been the government. Anyways, enough conspiracy theories. Let's move on to what's pissing me off. I'm anxious. That's what's pissing me off. I'm feeling anxious. I'm not feeling like myself. I'm not feeling funny or pretty or talented or smart or anything. I'm feeling really self-critical right now, and I'm really not enjoying it. I'm sorry, we just entered 2026. Why do I feel like shit a little bit? I'm feeling better. Like, I know I'm feeling better. I actually wrote this yesterday when I was feeling worse, and today I'm already feeling a little bit better than how I felt yesterday when I recorded this the first time and then can't use it because the audio and the shot is trash. But I'm still feeling anxious. And it's just not my favorite. I just don't enjoy it. And it's pissing me off. And it will pass. I know it will pass. But I'm having a hard time figuring out why the fuck I'm anxious beyond the fact that I am anxious. And I hate mystery anxiety. Pisses me off. So that's what's pissing me off. To my joys. Dogs and coats. Back in New York. Been back here for like 3 days. I've seen some really great dogs and coats. People are so invested here in getting coats for their pets. Like, coats that fit, coats that are fashionable and colorful, and, like, I'm obsessed with it. I love dogs and coats. So that is making me happy. It's bringing me joy. Next thing, which you can't really see that well. You can see, like, a little bit of it. But we got some new Goodwill artwork. One of my favorite things that I do when I am home is go thrifting at Goodwill. And I bought a bunch of artwork, and I'm so excited about it. And I put it up myself on Sunday. The way that some of this is hanged is, like, questionable at best. Like, it's concerning the methods that I use to do this. But it hasn't fallen, again. There's a big one, which you can't see in the shot, but, like, it fell when I was first putting it up. And I was like, this is gonna fall on my head while I'm sleeping, and I'm gonna die. Because it's, like, kind of heavy. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Anyways, I'm just kind of impressed with myself that I was able to hang those up. Like, I'm capable of that. And I'm no Bob the Builder, okay? Once again, amateur. Next thing. Mom Donnie was inaugurated. Thank you very much. There's so many funny little TikToks about it. But Mom Donnie is officially the mayor of New York, and I'm pumped about it. Loving it. Live, laugh, loving it. So, literally don't have anything to say on that. Just, like, excited to have him around. Have him repping us. Loving it, babe. Okay, next thing. Over the break, I had the opportunity to see several of my friends because I was back in Pennsylvania, and so I have several friends who are local there. One of those friends, her name is Helena. She's the ginger. I mentioned that. And we were roommates in high school for junior and senior year. Again, I went to boarding school. Helena was one of the only people who I went to school with that lived in the same area as me when we weren't in school. Like, she was local to me. And so everyone would leave for the summer, and we would get to hang out over the summer because we lived near each other. And so for like all of high school, we would hang out every single summer, like all the time. And this summer was the first summer where that wasn't the case because I was in New York. I had internships. I was pursuing my career, my dreams, very exciting, but I didn't get to be there, and I didn't get to see her or spend that much time with her. So being back over break, I got to kind of like reconnect with her and see her and spend a lot of time with her, and it was just really beautiful. We just had some really beautiful moments. We hung out on New Year's, and we like were hiding in the bathroom and just like hugging. It was just so girlhood. I loved that. I love her. I love reconnecting with people and my friends and those who make me feel seen and those who I think I make feel seen. So that was bringing me joy. My last thing. The first step is up. I mentioned that. A stranger DM'd me on Instagram. They like found the podcast through the TikTok like podcast account, which is linked to my personal TikTok account, which is linked to my personal Instagram account. And they DM'd me on Instagram on my personal account and were like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I listened to your first step of your podcast and like I love your vibe. A stranger. I don't know this person. You know, it made me really happy. I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Like, I don't know, it just touched my soul a little bit. I was like, oh my God. And again, it's kind of like a mind fuck. Like, I'm in public, which is scary, but otherwise I was like, this is amazing. I'm so glad it resonated with one person. Like, one person enjoyed it. Like, mission accomplished. Success, check. I'm not done. Like, the second app actually comes out tonight. But nonetheless, it's still very exciting. So, thank you to that person. Y'all, that's it. That's all we got. This is so fun. I never get to record these, and they're like so short. Because I usually record entire things, not just like the second half that I failed to record properly yesterday. Anyways, be good. Okay, bye.
With my best friends,
Hi.
Kate and Devin. So of course I'm happy. I love them.